brand new session of our mathematics class. Yes, Angela, how are you? Good evening. I'm fine, and my day was okay. Yes, it was good. Hi all. Yes, hi. Hi Shreya. Hi Karthik. Hi Abu. Hi Inachi. Yes, all the others. Everyone, turn on your camera and be ready with your notebooks. Yes, Shreya. Yes, we are. Yes, Rehan, I'm fine. How are you? Okay, Angela is saying that she is fine. So the others, okay. Hi, Lakshya. Yes, be ready with your notebook. So as informed earlier, today we are going to see, or we are going to have a quick revision of our chapter, Introduction to Graphs, right? Our chapter, Introduction to Graphs. So last day we have completed the chapter, and today we are going to have a quick revision of this chapter, right? Yes. Hi, Prithvi. Hi, Avika. Yes, so be ready with your book, be ready with your graph paper, be ready with your graph books, everything, scale, pencil, everything. So, shall we begin today's session? Shall we? Give me a fire in the comment box so that I can see your responses. Ma'am, I have some questions from all lessons. Okay, Lakshya, we'll clear that soon. Sure, through the admin team, please send your doubts and messages through the admin team to me. Yes, question. Only 8 people. Alright, still some are joining. I hope so. Yes, ready. So fires are coming. So we'll begin today's session, right? So basically, in this chapter, Introduction to Graphs, we have learned only 2 things. Types of graphs. We learned different kinds of graphs, as we have already learned that in our chapter data handling, but still we are having a quick look into these type of graphs, and mainly we are focusing on line graphs, or specifically linear graphs, right? We are specifically focusing on linear graphs, and we also saw some applications based on this. So this is all about this chapter. It's a small chapter, simple chapter. So we'll see what all we have learned so far, and also we will be having our chapter test today. Yes, we will be having, since we have completed our chapter last day, we'll be having a chapter test as well. Yes, oral we are having. And yes, so as a beginning, we are going to have a small silent prayer as usual. Okay, yes. So first of all, we learned different types of graphs, right? So who's going to tell me what all kinds of graphs we have learned? So anyone? Yes. You can raise your hands if you are ready to tell me what all kinds of graphs we have learned. Yes, and I hope there are no new students, right? Any new students? First time in 90 plus family? Anyone? Is that okay? Now I am getting confused. For which one you are raising a graph? Raising your hand. Okay, yes, Angela, you can. Yes, so whoever has raised their hand, you can answer. Just raise your hand to tell me what are types of graphs we learned in this chapter. Just raise your hand. Okay, someone like thinking, oh my god, let me rewind what all I have learned. Yes, anyone ready to answer? Okay, comment box. Since you are used with the comment box, now we are not going to talk. Is it the case? Anyone dare to raise the hand? Okay, yes, we'll call someone.
So hi.
Yes, Halimudu, I can see that, but still, I was waiting for your hand raises. Yes. Okay, so hi, tell me what all kinds of graphs did we learn in this chapter? Yes. Sohail, we can see that your netbook is too weak. Yeah, it's showing red over here.
Lakshya is raising his hand.
Okay, yes, Lakshya, so tell me. Okay, yes. Hi, Lakshya.
When the graphs are line,
Okay.
N graph,
Okay.
pie graph.
Yes. There.
I
Since
remember two.
Okay, since you have told bar graph, is there anything that is connecting with bar graph? Double bar graph, do you remember? Ah, yes, double bar graph. Then similar to that, we have histogram. Yes, so we'll have a quick look on all these kinds of graphs. So first one, First of all, we learned what graphs are, right? What do you mean by graphs? So graphs are visual representations of data collected, right? Visual representations of data collected. So if you want to represent something, I told you what is the purpose of drawing a graph. Actually, what is the need of drawing a graph? If you want to convey some information to someone regarding anything, certain data, certain information, you can show it instead of saying or instead of writing as a single data, you can show it as a picture. Okay, yes, you can show it as a picture. So basically, graphs are used to show data as a picture. They are the visual representations of data collected. For example, like weather forecasting, sometimes you can see in your newspapers, right? Certain graphs. So what is the advantage? So when you are looking onto a picture, automatically you will get into attention for that. Like randomly, if you are scribbling some data, you'll be like, okay, just ignore it, right? But if you are seeing a picture, you'll be curious to know what it is. So that's the intention to introduce graphs. Okay, so I'll be showing some data as pictures. So there are various ways of showing. The first one we have learned is about a bar graph. So bar means, you know what a bar is, right? Choco bar, mango bar, whatever kinds of American bar, different kinds of bars. Yeah. Yes. So bar graph basically means we are used to using a bar graph to show the comparison among categories. Like different categories means it consists of horizontal rectangular bars mainly. Horizontal, vertical bars. Rectangular bars are there. Really, Inchila? Yes. So certain bars are there. So one such example of a bar graph is this. Yes, the life. Okay. First term, second term, third term, sir. Okay, so here you can see Anu's mathematics marks in 3 terminal examinations. So they have represented it using, okay, thank you sir, represented it using a bar graph. So in the x-axis, basically on a graph there are 2 axes, x-axis and y-axis. On the x-axis they have shown different terms, first term, second term, third term, everything. And on the y-axis they have shown her marks. So marks in mathematics in different terms, and it is represented using 3 bars, right? Yes. Sleeping session. After 2 weeks, I get new one. What happened, Sohail? I'm using another laptop. It's been 5 days. Mic doesn't support. If you unmute me, it's leaving. Okay, Sohail. From our side, what we are seeing is your network is weak. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Please, clear it as soon as possible with the help of your parents. Okay. Okay. Yes, Nabil. Okay, you are trying to answer my question. Okay, yes, fine. Yes, so you can see certain bars, right? So from this chapter, basically 2 kinds of questions can be asked. First thing, you will be given a graph and you will be asked certain question. From the graph, you are supposed to collect some data and write down the answers for that. Second thing, you will be asked to draw a graph. Okay, basically that question comes from the chapter data handling. Here, most often the questions will be asked like, you will be given a graph and certain questions will be asked based on that. Okay, so from this chapter, we are mainly focusing on line graphs. So you have an idea regarding bar graph, right? So data are shown as bars. Now for a double bar graph, instead of 1, we'll have 2 bars. Instead of 1 bar, we'll be having 2 bars. So here you can see a sales in some fruits on Monday and Tuesday. So if you are drawing 2 bars, it's mandatory that you represent what these 2 bars denote. But what these 2 colors denote. Okay, bars or colors. Sometimes you'll be shading. Like one will be, complete shading, complete coloring. The other one will be shading in a pattern. Okay, so you should be, it's mandatory that you denote both these things. What these 2 things represent, it's mandatory that you denote. So sales, 2 data. So in this graph shows what? The sales of different kinds of fruits on Monday as well as on Tuesday, right? Now which bar? These 2 are bars. This one is a bar. This is also a bar. This green color, dark green colored and the yellow colored one. Okay? Yes. Since we have seen all these things, we are going a bit faster. Okay? Yes, we have seen all these things. We have drawn all these things. So yes, now the third kind is a pie graph or a circle graph. Pie chart or a circle graph, and yes, it is used to compare what? Parts of a whole. So when do you use a pie chart? When do you use a pie chart? I have told you. Yes, sir. We use a pie chart. Yes, when do we use it? When do we use it? Like, for example, if you are asked, here you can see an example. Percentage of viewers viewing different kinds of TV channels. So percentage means what is that? Total percentage will be, yes, total percentage will be the maximum percentage is 100, right? So this 100 percentage can be divided into different parts. Now another example, the number of hours a person is spending for sleeping, other different kinds of activities. So totally how much hour will be there? How many hours will be there in a day? In a day, there will be only total 24 hours, right? So these 24 hours will be split into different parts. Okay, will be made into different parts. It will be splitted to different activities. Okay, so this is where you use a circle graph or a pie chart, parts of a whole. Like out of 24 hours, 8 hours for sleeping, 4 hours for watching TV, 5 hours for studying, and like that 24 hours or 100% of a person's time is spent on this. Dividing some total. That's what you use a pie chart for. Okay? Okay, yes, Quresh, you can. Okay, yes. So I don't think you should write all these things because you have already gone through all these things. That's why we are moving a bit faster, but when we are coming to problems, it's mandatory that you write down those things. Okay? Yes, and then we have learned about what? A histogram. Okay, as you can see, this is a histogram, right? So what is a histogram? Histogram is also a kind of bar graph, but what's the specialty? It shows data in intervals. It shows what? It shows data in intervals. Suppose here you can see the weight of different kinds of persons or different kind of people is shown over here, right? This graph shows the weight of different number of people. So as you can clearly see, there's a number 45, right? There's a number 45. This 45 can be the weight of what? Either 4 people or 12 people. We don't know it exactly. So when it comes to a range, 40 to 45, 45 to 50, 50 to 55, 55 to 60. When it comes to a continuous interval, we use what? We use a histogram. So what is the difference between a bar graph and a histogram? For a histogram, the data is shown in intervals 40 to 45, 45 to 50, 50 to 55. It will be continuous intervals. That's where we use a histogram. There won't be any gap between the bars, right? There won't be, yes, this by this into 360. What by what into 360, Abhimanyu? Yes. I hope you are saying about pie chart. Yeah, this by this into 360. Anyways. Okay, yes. So this is a brief idea about histogram. So when do we use a histogram? When the interval is continuous, when data is represented as intervals, right? Yes. Yeah, same use. Yes, Lakshya, but it is based on the data that is given to you. Okay. So here you can see the weight. The variation weight 40 to 45, 45 to 50, 50 to 55, 55 to 65, 65 to 70. Okay, continuously this weight is going. And yes, you can see a kink. What is the meaning of that kink? Yes, you know the meaning, right? So what is the meaning of that kink? This kink denotes what? Yes, this data on the x-axis is not continuous in the beginning, right? So here you can see the variations 40, 45, 50, 55, 5 units variation. But in the beginning you can see from 0 it's directly going to 40 because we don't want the information between 0 to 40. We are not calculating any person's weight which is less than 40. Okay, we are starting from 40, then 5 units gap is there. So just to show that we are putting a kink. You know the reason, right? This is the reason why we are putting a kink in the beginning to show that the interval is not in an order in the beginning. Okay, yes. 10, 15, 20, 25 is not there. That's why we use the kink. Okay, you know the meaning as well. Right. Yes, now we have a line graph. Coming to the main topic. Yes, jagged line, kink. All this means the same. Jagged line. Yes, now we are coming to line graph. So when do we use a line graph? Okay, yes, Anamol, you can. Yes, sir. Yes, Anamol, you can. Okay, a line graph displays data that changes continuously over periods of time. So when do we use a line graph? We'll see more and more examples for line graph. So when do we use that? When the data is changing continuously. So say suppose In the first 5 minutes, you will be running. Then after that, on the 6th minute, you will be sleeping. So when data is changing continuously, when the values are changing continuously, when the y-axis values are changing continuously, you use a line graph. We'll see more and more examples based on this. Okay? Yes. So here comes a question. The following graph shows, so here comes the first question. The following graph shows the temperature of a patient in a hospital. Okay, the graph shows, okay, sir. Yeah. The graph shows what? The temperature of a patient in a hospital, and it is recorded every hour. Investment, okay. Okay. Yes, Nabil, what you said is correct. Okay, so this is an example for such a graph, line graph. So here you can see what is an example for that. The temperature of a patient is shown at different hours. It is recorded for different hours, and you can see, sorry, and you can see a jagged line or a kink here. Why? What is the reason why they have shown a jagged line over here? Because usually a person's temperature, body temperature is what? How much? How much? Yeah, it does not start from 0. Yes, of course. And it won't be like 5, 10, 15 or anything. A person's body temperature will be 34.39. Is it your body temperature, Nashmiya? Yes. Around, not 14. A person's body temperature in degrees Celsius is usually, 36, 37. That's a, not 57. 36, 37 is a normal person's body temperature. Yeah, it varies. 34 to 39. Yeah, it varies. Yeah, 37.5. Now their great values are coming. Yes. So that's why we have put a kink or a jagged line in the beginning, to show that we are not starting from 0. Okay. Yes, fine. So different within different time range, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 noon, 1 p.m., 2 p.m. So at these hours, it is recorded every hour, not each and every minute, but it is recorded every hour. At 9 a.m. they have recorded, at 10 a.m. they have recorded, 11, 12, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, and they have just joined all these points. So this is a line graph. What kind of graph is this? Line graph. Just joined all these points and we have obtained a line graph, and based on this graph, you can see time on the x-axis, temperature on the y-axis, right? So based on this graph, here comes your set of questions. First one, what was the patient's temperature, sir? What was the patient's temperature at 1 p.m.? Yes, you know time is on the x-axis, right? Yes, okay, sir, I can understand. Yes, ring sir is like, okay, you know it's time over here. So now it's time for you to see my name. Yes, at 1 p.m. what's the person temperature? Okay, so what should you do for that? Yes, still different answers are coming. Yes, so what should you do for that? No, it's okay, sir. It's okay. At 1 p.m., this is the time 1 p.m., right? So from 1 p.m. you start traveling to where? To your graph. Okay. So this is your graph. You from 1 p.m. you are starting to travel. Or actually, no, Nabil. Linear graph means it's a single straight line. Horizontal, vertical, diagonal, anything. But broken is line graph. Okay. Yes. From 1 p.m. you have touched your graph. Now walk towards the y-axis. What is this point? You can see a hand, right? A white hand. Yes. What is this point? Exactly in the middle of 36 and 37. So what is that? In the yes. Okay, I can see your comments. It is 36.5 degrees Celsius. Don't forget to write the unit. Don't ever forget to write the unit. Okay. And when you are writing in your exam, how should you write? The patient's temperature at 1 p.m. was 36.5 degrees Celsius. Mandatory. Yes. Don't write mandatory. That's what I said. Okay. When was the patient's temperature? 38.5 degrees Celsius. So go to the temperature side. 38.5 degrees Celsius. Where is your 38.5 degrees Celsius? Exactly in the middle of 38 and 39. So this is your 38.5 degrees Celsius. Travel to the horizontal direction. Touch the graph. That's a point. Then you might be thinking, why didn't you touch this point? Why didn't I touch that point? Why didn't I touch that point? Because this is not a recorded value. Only these dots are recorded value. At each and every hour, they have recorded the temperature, right? So 38.5 degrees Celsius was recorded at this time, not this time. Okay, you can see the point over here, right? So what's the time? Go down, go down, go down. Okay, I'm not going down. Why? Yes, what's the time? Okay, Nabil, it's 12 noon. Yes. Okay, okay, fine. Yeah, it's 12 noon, right? Now the third question. The patient's temperature was same 2 times during the period given. What were these 2 times? What is asked? It's not the duration. You are asked what? You are asked the time. Which all hours? Which all 2 times are those? Yes. From the graph. Okay, Joshua is answering. What about the others? Yeah, have a look onto the graph. At which all 2 hours? Why Rinsa? What is happening over here? Okay, fine. Yes, at which all 2 hours the patient's temperature was the same. Thank you, sir. Okay. Yes, 1 minute and 2 minutes. Is it M and M, Joshin? Yes, at 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. the patient's body temperature was recorded to be the same. Yes. So these are like 5-mark questions can be asked. Graph will be given, some sub questions will be given, and so simple, right? 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. During your exam, how are you supposed to write? The patient's body temperature was same at 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. Write it as a sentence. Don't write it as a single word. You know it, right? Yes. What was the temperature at 1:30 p.m.? How did you arrive at your answer? What was the temperature at 1:30 p.m.? Actually, was the temperature recorded at 1:30 p.m.? At 1:30 p.m. was the temperature recorded? No, the temperature was recorded at each and every hour, end of an hour. 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, no oral, no free marks. 1, yeah, free marks, yes. Simple questions of free marks, yes. 1, 2 and 3. Was the temperature recorded at 1:30 p.m.? No. But if you are asked from your graph, even without obtaining the data, from your graph, you can collect the data, right? Yes. Yes, Avika, that's the reason. So what will be the temperature? What is this temperature? For to know that, I should change the slide. Yes. 36, in between 36 and 37. So what is that? Yes, 36.5 was the temperature at 1:30 p.m. 36.5 what degree Celsius. How did you arrive at your answer? This is my explanation. Write it in your exam paper. So what is the explanation? The patient's body temperature was 36.5 degrees Celsius at 1 p.m. and at 2 p.m. So from the graph, there is no change in the value. So we can arrive at the conclusion that the patient's body temperature was 36.5 degrees Celsius at 1:30 p.m. as well. Okay, Nabil, now my brain. I don't know. Don't ask me. Ask Google or Siri. Yes, Nabil, but in your exam, no Google, no Siri will come to help. Only Littu ma'am will come to help. Not in your exam hall, but before that. Okay. During which periods did the patient's temperature show an upward trend? Okay. Which period? Which period means which time period? So don't tell 1 a.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m. Tell the time period. From this time to this time, from this time to this time. So when it is asked to say the time period, you shouldn't say the time, instead say the time period. So when does the temperature show an upward trend? Just 10 to 11. What about the other cases? 9 to 10. Is the temperature increasing, decreasing, steady? Yes, Halimatu, you are correct. Yes, 9 to 10 also it's increasing. From 10 to 11 also it's increasing. And also from 2 to 3 also the temperature is increasing, right? So we can generalize it as, instead of saying 9 to 10 and 10 to 11, we can directly say, see, from 9 to 10 also it's increasing. From 10 to 11 also increasing. So we don't have to specify it as 9 to 10, 10 to 11. You can directly say during the period 9 to 11 and 2 to 3, right? So also write the AM, PM as well. From 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and also 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Right? See, from 9 to 10 it's increasing, 10 to 11 also it's increasing. So directly we can write 9 to 11 and also 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Even if it's a small increase, even if it's a slight increase, still it's an increase, right? So don't say like only from 10 to 11 it's increasing. From 2 to 3 also it's increasing. From 9 to 10 also it's increasing. Quite easy, right? Easy one, easy peasy. 11 a.m. patient have light fever. Yeah, still it's increasing the temperature, right? The temperature is getting increased. So overall, we have to consider that. Yeah, light fever. Slight fever just for escaping exams and all. He might have dipped that thermometer into some tea or something. Yeah, for getting light fever. Yeah, you have a Tom as well, right? So now what's the difference between a line graph and a linear graph? Okay, so line, linear. What is this advantage? What is this additional thing? A line graph consists of, just now we have seen a line graph. Lines are there on the graph, so it's a line graph. A line graph consists of bits of line segments joined consecutively. As you can see, some line segments are joined, right? It's not like going right like this, going right like this, not horizontal, vertical, sliding, but some line segments are joined in a line graph. But sometimes the graph may be a whole unbroken line. So here comes the importance of linear graph. Linear, it's a straight line, unbroken line. It does not contain both ups and downs. Either it's going up, or it's going down, or it's horizontal, or it's vertical. Yes, vertical. Such a graph is called a linear graph. So we have seen linear graphs, right? Even in your future, when you are going for higher studies, when you are conducting experiments and drawing graphs, usually you will be familiar with this graph. So in your physics, so yeah, I think in physics, when you are learning Ohm's law, yeah, you'll be learning this graph. Yeah, the voltage versus current. When you are learning this, you will be getting a graph like this. B is directly proportional. When something is directly proportional, you will be getting a graph like this. And something is inversely proportional, you will be getting a graph with a negative slope. Okay, yeah, negative slope and all in your higher grades. But now you don't have to more than much. Directly proportional, the graph will be like this. Inversely proportional, you know direct proportion, inverse proportion, the chapter, right? So something is directly proportional, graph will be like this, linear graph. This is also a linear graph, but slope is negative. Just keep that word in mind. You will learn that in your future. Okay? Yes. So fine. Now, yes, we'll see how to locate a point. Quite easy, quiet, simple, humble thing. Quiet, easy thing. We'll see how to locate a point on a graph. So basically, you know, a graph consists of an x-axis and a y-axis. So the x-axis is called as the horizontal axis, the y-axis the vertical axis. Just Lakshya, I'll give you questions, just the basics. With this, the basics are over. Okay. Since you are thorough with all the basics, you are asking me questions, right? Yes, so we'll see questions, don't worry. So vertical axis is there, horizontal axis is there. Both kinds of axes are there. And also the point where these two meet is known as the point where the x-axis and y-axis meets is known as the origin. And yes, you are representing any point on a graph like this. The x-axis value, this is known as the abscissa. Yeah, just be aware about these terms. But yeah, this is also ordinate. This is ordinate, the y coordinate or the ordinate. X coordinate or abscissa, y coordinate or ordinate. Yes, whenever you write, just like I have told you yesterday, whatever question comes, whatever value comes, always when you're plotting a point on a graph, the x-axis value comes first. Always the x-axis value comes first and the y-axis value comes second. In whatever way they ask you the question, always this is the case. So we read it as ordered pair x comma y, ordered pair x comma y, and in the place of x we'll see values like 1 2 3 4 5, minus 1 minus 2 minus 7 minus 6, everything. In y we'll see similar values as well. Also, one more thing, yeah, in your syllabus, as per NCERT syllabus, we have only this positive values for x, positive values for y, or 0. No negative values, but I have just told you, in a brief, I have told you how to plot negative values as well, right? Can you start compound interest? Yes, Vishnuvardhan, for sure. If you want that, we'll do that. Okay. Yes, so this is a basic idea regarding plotting. Now we'll see how to plot. Okay, location of a point. So here you can see a point, ordered pair 3, 4. How do you read it? Ordered pair. It's in an order. It's a pair, right? Pair means a set of two. So it is in an order. What is the order? The x-axis value comes first, the y-axis value comes second. So that's the order. Okay, so it's called as an ordered pair. So how do we plot the point ordered pair 3, 4? Ordered pair 3, 4 means what? The x-axis value is 3. So from 0, start walking towards the x-axis point. We are already on the x-axis. So start walking on the x-axis. 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit. Now 3 units are completed. Now the y-axis value is 4, right? So start walking up. Y-axis is the vertical height. X-axis is the horizontal. Y-axis is the vertical, right? So walk 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here is your point ordered pair 3, 4. Then what do we call if it is not ordered pair? We usually write any point on the graph as ordered pairs, right? Okay, Nabeel? If it is not ordered pair, we don't call it anything. It's wrong actually. Wasn't less than or greater than anyone else. Lakshya, by the end of the session, not now. Yes, okay. Yeah, you know the reason, right? Yes, you have shown this yesterday. I remember it. So clear? So yes, we will see a question. Plot the point ordered pair 4, 3 on a graph sheet. Is it the same as the point ordered pair 3, 4? So 4, 3 and 3, 4, you are supposed to plot and verify whether these 2 points are the same. Yeah, Nashmiya, I know. But we have to prove it graphically. Okay. You are saying that it's not, right? Okay. I was absent tomorrow. Lakshya, really? You were absent tomorrow? Just think what you have said. Okay, so first of all, on your graph sheet, take your graph sheet, mark your x-axis, y-axis, then start marking points like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, everything. Here also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I know you can't see. I know you can't see. See? Yes, I have told you how to plot as well, right? How to plot as well. See, one box, 1 unit denotes 1, 2, 3, everything. Okay. I mean, you just want this chapter revision, not whole chapters. Now we'll see 2, 3 questions as well. So how do you plot 3, 4? Ordered pair 3, 4. 3, 4 means, okay, make sure that you draw the x-axis line and the y-axis line as well. Okay. Hida, still you don't have? We have completed as many hours. We have completed the whole chapter. Still you don't have a graph sheet. Okay, yes. So 3, 4 means from the origin, start walking on the x-axis 3 units. 1, 2, 3. So where will you reach? Here. Now 4 means 1, 2, 3, 4 to the vertical direction. So here is your first point ordered pair 3, 4. This is your point ordered pair 3, 4. Now what about 4, 3? 4, 3. Start walking 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 units. And on the y-axis, you will start walking upwards 3 units and you will get your point as 4, 3. Is it the same? Is it the same? 3, 4 means 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 3, 4. 4, 3 means 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 3 units to the top. 1, 2, 3. So 4, 3 and 3, 4 are entirely different. Okay. Okay, thank you for telling me. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. It's not the same. Yes, it is not. And you are supposed to show it graphically as well. Next question. Plot the following points and verify if they lie on a line. Plot the following. Okay, now here comes your points. Okay, and if they lie on a line, name it. So yes, start drawing and tell me whether they lie on a line or not. Okay, quickly. 3, 4 means 3 points from 0 on x-axis and 4 points from origin on y-axis. Yes, Isha. This chapter, Isha. 1, 2, 3, 4, get on the graph paper. Okay, you want me to sing? Which song is that? Okay, yes. First one, what did you get? 02, 05, 06, 03.5. Yes, sing. But how should I sing that? Can you please Abhimanyu, like which songs? I don't know that song exactly. Man, what's square root of 400? I forgot. 20, Lakshya. Do prime factorization, you will get the answer. Badhan at least. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay, never mind. Abhimanyu, please don't ignore me like that. Thanks. Okay. I know like 1, 2, 3. There's a Tamil song. I only know that. Okay, yes. Did you draw? Did you get what happened in your graph? So yes, 0, 2. First of all, you are supposed to draw your x-axis and y-axis as well, right? X-axis and your y-axis. Use your scale to draw this. Yes, here is your x-axis, here is your y-axis. Okay, now from the origin, mark the points 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Seven, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Yes. Then what happens? Mark the first point. 0, 2. So how do you mark 0, 2? 0, 2 means 0 units from the origin, 2 units on the y-axis, right? So where will be your point? 0, 2. 0, 1, 2. So here will be your point ordered pair 0, 2. What about the second point? 0, 5, right? So again the same procedure. You know how to plot it, right? 0 units from the origin, then 5 units on the vertical axis or y-axis, and here will be your second point 0, 5. Also just mark it as x-axis and y-axis as well. Y-axis as well. Okay. Third point. Third, yeah, it's easy. I know. That's why I'm going a bit faster. 0, 6 and 0, 3.5. What will you get? 0, 6. Yeah, 0, 6 comes here. Yes. What about 0, 3.5? Where will you locate your 3.5? Yeah, you can see smaller lines as well. So exactly in the middle of 3 and 4 comes your 3.5. Yes, they lie on a line. Yes, you have got the answer as well. Okay, so 0, 3.5 will be here. And what is the name of this line? If they lie on a line, do they lie on a line? They lie on a line, right? On a line. And what's the name of this line? Y-axis. Name of this line is y-axis, since all the points lie on the y-axis. Why do all the points lie on the y-axis? Because its x-coordinate is 0. From the origin, there is no distance. So yes, any points lying on the y-axis will be of the form 0, y. Any point lying on the x-axis. X-axis means they only have x-axis values and the y-axis value will be 0. So any point lying on the x-axis will be ordered pair x, 0. Any point lying on the y-axis will be ordered pair 0, y. This is really important. Okay, asking for next. I know. Okay. So next one, will you try it yourself? 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. Okay, what will happen? Yeah, just the second one as well. The third one and fourth one, you can do it yourself, right? So 1, 1, 1, 2. Okay, I hope I will take another graph. That will be better. Okay, yes, I'll draw it again. Okay. Yes, mark the x-axis and your y-axis. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 0 as well as the origin. Then 1 1 1 2. Did you mark on your paper? 1 1 1 2 1 3 1 4 1 3 1 4. And what is the name of that point? A, B, C, D, right? So the name of these points are A, B, C, D, right? 1 4 A, B, C, D. Don't they lie on a single line? Yes, they do, right? They do lie on a single line. A, B, C, D. So either you can, yes, as easy as a pie. Either you can name the line as, yes, they lie on a line. Of course, they lie on a line. As you can see, it's a vertical line. And either you can name it as A, B, C, D, or you can name it as A, D, or you can name it as A, B, or B, C. Whatever you want, you can name it. Okay, name of the line. Yes, ma'am, that. Okay, so third one and fourth one will be, of course, it will be what? Yeah, it will be a homework for you. Quite easy, right? Quite easy. 1 3 2 3 3 3 4 3 2 6 3 5 5 3 6 2. Yeah, yes, of course they are linked. Okay, fine, done. Okay. Yes, so now we'll be seeing some applications based on graph. So now you know how to plot a graph. Now you know how to obtain data from a graph. So now we are going to see some applications. Directly you won't be given anything. So instead you will be given some questions, and based on these questions you are supposed to draw the graph. So the following table shows the quantity of petrol and its cost. Number of liters of petrol is given. Also the cost of petrol is also given. And you are supposed to plot a graph to show this data. Yes, they both are not in a line. Joshua, you are talking about two different things. Can you tell, ma'am, who's that? Spamming. Yes, Vishnuvardhan, you can. Please raise your hand. ECS pi. Yes, Arati. First we do X, then we do Y. ECS pi. ECPC 11 species.
Yes.
We did this one. I go from one. Yes. Okay, Lakshya. Yes, that's correct. What you said is right. Okay, yes, Vishnuvardhan, tell me, how do we plot this?
Now can you go to the graph page?
Yes, of course, for sure. You're pretty confident, right? Okay, directly going to the graph page. Okay, yes. Okay, tell me. First of all, we'll draw the x-axis, then the y-axis, then what? Origin as well. Now,
The cost of petrol should be in y-axis and
okay, y.
number of petrol should be in x-axis.
So we are saying number of liters of petrol should be in x-axis. So let me write number of liters of petrol in units. Yeah, number of liters, no unit. Number does not have any unit, right? So is there any unit for a number? No, yes. No, we don't have a unit. Now the cost on the y-axis. But why did we write like that? Why did we write like that? Any idea? Dependent, independent, do you remember anything? Anything? Dependent, independent. Okay, let me ask you, when the number of liters of petrol increases, what happens to the cost?
The cost should also increases, ma'am.
What if the number of liters of petrol decreases?
The same cost will
cost will
sometimes
decrease.
increases, sometimes decreases.
If the cost is if the number of liters of petrol is decreasing, the cost will also decrease, right? Yes. So based on your number of liters of petrol, the cost is varying, right? Okay. So based on your x value, your y value should be changing. So usually we call this thing as the independent variable because it does not depend on anyone. But what about the cost? Cost depends on your number of liters. So the y value depends on your x. So usually the independent variable, the independent value is shown on your x-axis. The dependent one is shown on your y-axis. Okay. Yes. So now continue. Then what should we do?
Ma'am, for the numbers of liters of petrol, you can take 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yes, so clearly you can see it's a difference within 5 units, right? So we can take 5, 10, 15, 20 as the number of liters of petrol. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, 35. Okay, fine. Then
Ma'am, on the
y-axis.
y-axis, you can take as 100, 200, 300.
Is it 100, 200?
Or you can take.
Yeah. What's the
or
problem
you can
if we
take
take 100,
directly
200?
500, 750.
500, 750, what is the difference? Difference between 500 and 750?
250.
250. Now what about 750 and 1000?
350.
Really? 750 and 1000. Difference.
Ma'am, same at 250.
Same. So why can't we take 250 as the interval? What do you say?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Fine. That's the reason why we are
Yeah.
taking 250 as the interval. So yes. Okay. Don't mind what I'm doing now. I'll write it as soon as possible. Yeah. 250, 500, then
500.
750, 1000, 1250, 1500. Yeah, you can stop there. Yes. Okay. So the y-axis is also done. Now just plotting, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, Angela, now I hope you can see. Okay, just plotting those points. So which are those points? 10, 500.
500.
10, 500. So on your x-axis you have your
10, 500.
Yes, y-axis you have your 500. So this is your first point.
500.
Yes, now 15.
Ma'am, you can write as a bracket 10, 500.
Yes, okay. Yes, what you said is correct. Then second one.
In 15, 750.
Yes, in 15 it's 750. So again 15 comma 750. Now 20.
20,000.
20,000. So here comes your 20,000. Fourth one.
25, 1,250.
250. 25, 1,250. Is it over?
That's all.
That's all. Yes. Now
Yeah.
we are just joining these points and this is what you got, right? This is what you got.
Yeah, ma'am.
But my question is, what if the petrol number of liters of petrol is 5? Yes,
What, ma'am?
Sharon.
Can you repeat?
What if the number of
Ma'am, can you
liters?
repeat?
What if the number of liters of petrol is 5? What will be the cost? Any idea? 5 liters. If it is 5 liters, 250. Yes. So of course you can plot that as well, right? Based on your
Yeah.
given information, you can plot that as well. 5 250. Since it is not mentioned in the table, you don't have to plot it, but instead you can mark it, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
What if the number of liters of petrol is 0? Cost is
0.
0. So we can plot that as well and we can join these points as well, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes. So clearly you can see that it's a linear graph, and forgive my mistake if it doesn't look linear. It's a linear graph. Okay. Yes. Ma'am, what about kink? Nabil, what about the intervals? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 250, 500, 750, 1000, 1250, 1500. What do you think? Should we put a kink? Is it necessary to put a kink? When do we use a kink? When the intervals are not continuous, we use a kink. But we forgot something. What is that?
Scale, ma'am.
Yes, dear. On x-axis, 1 unit is equal to 5, right?
1 liter of petrol.
Yes,
Yeah,
number of liters.
Correct.
5 liters, right? Is it 1 liter or 5
Liters.
liter? 5 liters.
No, 5 liters.
Okay, yes, thank you. On y-axis, we have 1 unit
1
is
unit
equal
is equal to
to, yes,
5 liters is
Y
equal to
axis.
2 rupees
Rupees
250.
250. Yes. So this is also important, and your graph is done and tested. 5 marks will be in your answer sheet. Okay.
Thank you,
Next.
ma'am.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Very good. Really proud of you. Give some hard question after this one, please. Okay, Lakshya, I know you know all these concepts from our class, from our session, but we are having a revision, right? So that's why. Okay, yes. So you know how to plot. What are the important things to plot a graph? X-axis values, and unit in bracket. Then scale is important. Don't forget these things. Scale on x-axis, what is what? Y-axis, what is what? Then plotting. Always the x-axis value comes first, then the y-axis value. And the scale you take. The scale you take is based on the given values as well. Okay. So aware about these many things, right? So yes, we'll see one more question. 1 or 2 more questions. 2 or 3 questions. Quick.
Yes, Angela is asking for the scale.
Angela, can you show the scale, please? Sorry, you asked me your scale. The scale, right? Yes. X-axis 1 unit 5 liters. Y-axis. See in the graph, you can say the scale as well, right? Y-axis 1 unit rupees 250. Okay, fine. Yes, done. Here comes your next question. Again, Vishnuvardhan. Yes, Vishnuvardhan will give chance to someone else. Okay. I know you know the answer. Madhav, yes. I told you it's revision, right? Ma'am, my graph book is completed. Okay, Sai, get a new one. Okay. Ajit can ride a scooter constantly at a speed of 30 km per hour. Draw the time distance graph for the situation. Use it to find the time taken, distance covered. Next class, okay. Call Sai. Why Vishnuvardhan? Lakshya, what why? I didn't get your why. Yeah, Rehan, it's a revision, right? So we are refreshing what all we have learned. Yes, so nothing, no data. How will you draw the graph? Yes, Avika. What you said is correct. So how will we draw the graph? No data. First of all, for drawing a graph, what do we need? We need a table, right? We need a table consisting of the x-axis values and the y-axis values, but we don't have anything. Data is there, man. Where is the data? Where is the data? Yes, this is an example for direct proportion. Yes, it is hidden. Okay, there's a data, but it is hidden. Ma'am, I think I have data table. Really? Really, Vishnu? Okay, yes. So it says that Ajit can ride a scooter constantly. It says constant speed. As you have told, speed is equal to distance by time. We have told all these things, all these stories yesterday. Yes. So speed is constant. So obviously distance will be proportional to time. So when the time changes, the distance also changes, right? So 30 kilometer per hour. So in 1 hour, he is covering 30 kilometers. So what about 2 hours? It's directly proportional. When the time increases, the distance also increases. Per hour, 30 kilometer per hour. 1 hour, 30 kilometer. So 2 hours, yeah, of course, 2 into 30, 60 kilometer. 3 hours, 3 into 30, 90 kilometer. So here comes your table which says, so what is the graph that you are supposed to draw? Time distance graph. So time is in your x-axis in hour. Who told you the unit? The question told you the unit. Distance is in y-axis. Distance is, the unit is in kilometer. Who told you? Given in the question. So in 1 hour, he completes 30 kilometer. In 2 hours, he completes 60 kilometer. In 3 hours, he completes, yeah, let's take some random values. 3 hours, 90, 4 hours, 120, 5 hours, 150 as well. Goes on like that. Okay. Yes. So on your x-axis you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y-axis you have, either you can go for 10, 20, 30, but I don't prefer that because you won't get enough space in your graph paper. So you can go for 30, 60, 90, 120, 150. Even if you go for 10, 20, 30, there is no problem. Okay. Go to graph page. Okay. Yes. So Yes, so take your scale, draw your x-axis, draw your y-axis, then mark the points, write the scale, don't forget your scale, whatever happens, whatever happens, don't forget your scale. Okay, 0 comes here, here comes your x-axis, here comes your y-axis, x-axis, y-axis, origin. Ma'am, call scale please. Okay, yes, Lakshya. Y-axis is distance. Okay. So yes, now yes, we are going to mark it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in your x-axis. So it is your time in hour. Don't forget to write the unit. Here the distance or the distance traveled, whatever you write, it's correct. Distance traveled or distance covered in kilometer. Don't forget to write the unit. Now we have the time 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, whatever you want, you can write. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now on the y-axis, what can you write? Either 30, 60, 90 or you can go for 10, 20, 30. It's up to you. 90, 120, 150, etc. Okay. I just wished if I could take one's whole. See, I wish if I could take 2 boxes as 1 unit, then here 2, 3, but I don't want you to get confused. See, this is how I told you, right? One darker square box will be 1 unit. So if for the sake of seeing this, if I am taking 2 boxes, you will have a confusion. That's why still I am following this small things. Then I will show it to you. I do that sometimes. Okay, I will fine. Okay, yes. Now time for plotting. 130, 130, 260, 390, 420, 550. You can stop there. 0. If the time is 0 minutes, 0 distance covered. So yes, it is a linear graph. Okay. Also plot the points as well. Yeah. 130. Yeah, see, it's better that you don't plot the points, because from this graph you are supposed to find 2 values. Yeah, from this graph you are supposed to find 2 values. Ma'am, I do it sometimes. Even in exam. Okay. It's okay, but get practice, get used to these graphs so that you don't have to waste your time in exam. Okay. Yes, Vishnuvardhan, that's correct. So now you are supposed to find what? From your graph, you are supposed to find the time taken by Ajit to ride 75 kilometer. So where is your 75 kilometer? Where will be your 75 kilometer? Okay, Vishnuvardhan. Yes, you said is whatever you said is correct. Already done. Okay, well. 75 kilometer. 75 kilometer. Exactly in the middle of 60 and 90. So here is your 75 kilometer. Travel towards your graph, and what is the time? Exactly in the middle of. What is the time? At which time did the graph touch the point? Exactly in the middle of 2 and 3. So what's the time? 2.5 hours, right? So mark it like this, 75, then drop this line downwards. So it will be 2.5 comma 75. Also write it like this. First, write the question number 1. The time taken by Ajit to ride 75 kilometer. From the graph, the time taken by Ajit to ride 75 kilometer is how much? 2.5, or you can write 2.5 hours. Okay, so what are things? Mark it on the graph. Also write it with the question number given in the question paper. Yes, 2 hours 13 minutes is also fine, but it's more preferable to write it in hours. Don't, instead of writing 2 hours 30 minutes, because in your question you are given the unit as hour, not converted into minutes. See, here the question, the second question is 3.5 hours. They haven't converted that to minute. Even if you are writing 2 hours 30 minutes also, it's fine. But still, since in your question this format is followed, you can also follow the same format. Okay. Okay, yes, 3:30. Okay, the distance covered by Ajit in 3.5 hours. So we'll say 3.5 hours. Exactly in the middle of 3 and 4 comes your 3.5 hours. Go to your graph. Yes, and this is the point. And what's the time? The middle of 90 and 120. So what is the time? What's the distance in the middle of 90 and 120? Yes, it is 105 kilometer. So show it on your graph. 3.5, right? 3.5. Here also. 3.5, comma 105. Okay, one more thing. Just one thing. In your graph, wait, have a look. In your graph, when you are plotting like this, put a big dot, okay? The point where you are joining, just put a bigger dot, so that the questionnaire will understand like this is the exact point that you meant. Put a bigger dot to locate this point. Not 110, it's 105. How will you calculate that? 90 plus 120 by 2. 105. Take the average to get the middle point, middlemost point. Okay, Karthik. To get the middlemost point, take the average. This is the procedure. Okay? Don't get confused with that. Yes. The distance covered by Ajit in 3.5 hours is the distance covered by Ajit in 3.5 hours is how much? 105. Also 105 what? 105 kilometer. Don't forget to write the unit. Okay, done. One more thing, we missed one more thing. What is that? Don't miss it. Even if I miss it, you shouldn't miss it. On x-axis, 1 unit is equal to 1 hour. On y-axis, 1 unit is equal to 30 kilometer. Don't forget this. So what are things? X-axis values, y-axis values, then the data in unit, y-axis data in unit, scale, point, plot the points, and whatever sub-question is asked, show that on your graph. From your graph, Abu soon. So from your graph, if you are asked to plot, show that on your graph. From your graph, if you are asked to take any information, show that information on your graph. Also, write it in words. Yes, scale, yes. So, done with this question. So, what are things? Values, scale, plotting, marking, then writing. This is how you complete a question based on graph. Okay? Don't miss any of this. You lose your mark. Okay. Then, ma'am, the question was mid. Mid in the sense. Okay, shall I move to the next question? Yes, okay. Yeah, this question. Plot a line graph for the variables p and q, where p is 2 times q. Then find. It was fine. Okay, fine. Okay. Mild. You said mild. I only saw mid. I think I am getting old. I can't see words clearly. Yes, Nabi. Nashmiya. Okay, you said that. Oh, he meant. Okay. How did you understand? Yeah. Lakshya, I remember this you told me yesterday. Nabil, 6 and 16. 6 and 16? From where did you get the 16? Plot a line graph quickly. So how will you plot this? I just look P as odd and Q as even. The reverse, the opposite, Vishnuvardhan. Q can be any number, but P is even. So what is the equation? So P is 2 times Q is was, I hope you remember the second chapter, linear equations in one variable, is, was, everything means is equal to 2 times, double, twice, 2 into q. Okay, this is your equation. Then you are supposed to plot a graph. So yes, is your graph in x-axis p or x-axis q? In your x-axis usually you plot P or Q. Ma'am, it's starting like X, Y. So P, Q. So P will be on X-axis. Is that the case? 2 minutes. Like, yeah, that's fun. P with a question mark. Is it? Really? Really? Based on your P, your Q is changing, or actually both will happen. But based on this equation, based on your P, your Q is changing, or based on your Q, your P is changing. Yeah. Based on your x value, your y value is changing. Based on your q, your p is changing. When q is equal to 1, p is equal to 2 into 1, which is equal to 2. When q is equal to 2, p is equal to 2 into 2, that is equal to 4. When q is equal to 3, p is equal to 2 into 3, that is equal to 6, and so on. So yes, now tell me, the x-axis value will be q. Ma'am, who told you to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? From your graph, you are supposed to find the value of P and Q based on this. So how can you take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? P will be put them in J. Okay? Ma'am, I got. Yes, quite easy. Q should be in Y. Really? Really? No, no, no. Who is that? Vishnuvardhan? Spamming? Yes. Easy for very easy. Yes, Arati. Unnecessary waste of graph paper. Nabil, get used to this so that in your exam you don't have to struggle. You don't have to waste your time. Easily you can. What did they do? Who Nashmiya? Okay. I think they are your classmates, Nashmiya. You want to know what they have done, right? Yes. So your Q value will be in your yes, x-axis. So yes, start drawing. Q in your x-axis. Okay, don't get confused. I'm going to take 2 boxes. This time I'm going to take 2 boxes so that I don't have to zoom each and every time. Okay? Why? So here comes your Q. Here comes your P. 0. Then 1. Okay, in your exam, I don't want you to get confused. Just for the sake of you to see, I am doing this. Okay? Then here comes 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Ma'am, why, ma'am? Why? Because yesterday I told you P is 2 times Q. So your y-axis scale will be like this. Your y-axis scale will be 2 times. Since you can see a constant 2 over here. It's linear, right? Yes, of course. Start plotting. 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 6, 4, 8, 5, 10. Yeah, 6, 12. Yes, it is next. See, this is the reason why I took a bigger scale. Actually, it's linear. The reason is because I'm poor in drawing all these things. Use your scale and you will get a linear graph. Yeah, it's linear. Okay, it's linear. I also took like this, ma'am. Okay, fine. So now you get a bigger graph, right? That's the reason why you took it like this. Now the scale, yes, just right. On x-axis. 1 unit, just 1. Actually, in such questions, the unit is not mandatory. The scale is not mandatory because you are not given the unit, right? So you can't write 1, like in x-axis, 1 unit is equal to 1 what? 1 what? No unit is given. So in such questions, it's not mandatory to write a scale. When the unit of x-axis value and y-axis value is not given, if such variables are given to you, it's not necessary that you write the scale. In all other cases, if you are given the unit of your x-axis value and your y-axis value, it's mandatory that you write the scale. Now, the value of p when q is equal to 3. Then find the value of p when q is equal to 3. When q is equal to 3, what happens? Q is equal to 3. What will be the value of p? Circle it. 3, 6. When q is equal to 3, the value of p is equal to 6. From your graph, don't do any calculation. From your graph, you should obtain this. Now the second part, value of q when p is equal to 8. So go to p. Where is your p? P is on your y-axis. When p is 8, from 8, start touching your graph. What is your q? Oh my god, I think I made a small mistake over here. Yes, this plotting was a bit wrong. That's why you got a different graph. See, there is 2 units gap. This is how my graph looks. See, this is the problem if you are not plotting it properly. When I took 2 boxes, see, this is the problem that I faced. This is how the graph looks like. Yeah, this is correct. Now it's correct. None of you noticed? This is how your graph looks like. Now it's a straight line. But I also thought, what happened with my graph paper? Okay, yes. So now what happens? Who's that? Who's that?
Ayush.
Ayush. So tell me the value of q when p is equal to 8. Ayush, please unmute. Ayush. No response. Seems like he had a PT period today. Physical training. So tired. Really? Who's that? Vishnuvardhan, really? From your graph, tell me. Ayush. Angela, 3 or 2? See, here you have a 2. Then don't go for a 3. Okay? Yes, it is linear. Okay. So when the value of p is 8, so here is your 8. So I have told you, don't do any calculation, don't do any guessing. From your graph, you are supposed to find. So in your graph, this is your p, this is your q, right? So here comes your p, here comes your q. So when p is 8, what is q? Hi Naushad, from where did you come now? Yes, Sneh, the value of q is 4. So how did you get it? From your graph. Okay. So since so far I was taking one square box for 1 unit. When I have drawn a bigger graph, the plotted points changed. So yes, make sure that you are plotting your points correctly. Okay. 16 because this 2 table and all number are into 2. So p is equal to 8. P is equal to 8 is your question. What is the value of q when p is equal to 8? Is the thing that I am asking. Ma'am, check my answer. I confused. Lakshya, see. Value of q when p is equal to 8. So in which axis you have p? On x-axis or y-axis? On your y-axis you have your p, right? So when p is equal to 8, what is the value of q? So travel from 8 on p and you test the graph, drop it down. Here your 4 is awaiting you. You don't have to do any calculation. I had PT today. Oral, really? Then what game do you play? So here is the value of q. Okay. Okay, Hida, good timing. Huda, good timing. Actually, I had one more question. But since you people... Okay, clear with this one? Clear with this question? Okay, yes, fine. Then one more question you can try it as a homework if you want. Y is equal to 3x. So give different values for x as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. And your scale on y-axis like 1 unit is equal to, can you what? Yeah, just try it. X-axis, you'll be taking 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this will be your table. X, Y, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What will be your Y? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, right? Yeah. 3 into 1 is equal to 3. X is equal to 2. Y is equal to 3 into 2 is equal to 6. X is equal to 3. Y is equal to 3 into 3 is equal to 9. Short put selection and then basketball. So it seems like you are so tired today, or what to do? My students are all athletes. No need, ma'am. Just have a try, Lakshya. Okay, yes. So these are your x-axis and y-axis values. Make it as a table. On your x-axis, you will be having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On your y-axis, you are having 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Simple one, right? You don't even have to write the part. You just now wrote only table is needed. Yes. Okay. Then you know it, right, Nabil? So based on this, draw the graph. So these are the important questions from this chapter. So yes. Any doubts? Any queries? Any confusion? Anything? Clear? Crystal clear? No doubt. Then basketball. Okay, fine. Yes. Okay, clear. So we'll have a look onto our extra questions. So here comes your first question. Question is not completed. Based on this graph, you are supposed to answer some questions. Yes, exam time. Yes, Avika. But before that, extra questions. Yes. Take a screenshot quickly. Line graph shows the early sales figures for a manufacturing company. So based on this, you will be having some questions. You will be having some questions. Yes, it's exam time, you know. And yes, today we are having our chapter test. Lakshya, yes, these dogs were yesterday. Yes. What is it even making Adidas? Who? Nabil? Yearly sales. Okay, sales, but it's not about shoes. The company. Yeah, the company has it all about Adidas. It's not about Adidas regarding. Yeah, some other graph. Maybe 90 plus graph. Okay, so these are the questions based on the graph that you saw just now. What were the sales in 2002, 2006? Sales in 2003, 2005? Compare the difference between sales in 2002 and 2006. So here comes a value calculation. In which year was there the greatest difference between sales as compared to its previous year? Just going to activate it. The exam is not activated so far. When it is activated, I will inform you. Now take a screenshot of these extra questions. Try it. Only if you try these questions also, you will be able to score good marks in your exam. So get used to graphs. Practice more and more questions. Only with practice you can score good marks in maths. I can't see the bottommost graph. Bottommost graph. Only one graph. Okay. Okay. Now can you see it? Years. Sales in rupees crores and years. Homework done. So fast. Okay. Now one more question. Two questions. Draw the graphs of the following tables of values. One table only. It's suitable scales on the axis. Number of apples 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cost in rupees 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Quite simple. Is there going to be example? Yes, Navneet. What? Naushad. What a silly question. Okay. Took this screenshot. Okay. What do you call a number that can't sit still? A roaming numeral made by Lakshya. Roaming numeral. Okay, Roman. Are you trying to say about Roman numbers? Is the exam? No, yes. Okay, yes, the exam is activated. So quickly attend the exam. Comment your marks. It's a 20 marks question. So no new students, right? You know how to attend the exam, right? Yes, go attend the exam. Come fast. Tell me your marks. Say 20 and 20. Okay. Okay, yes. 10 questions are there. 10 simple multiple choice questions. How many months have 20 days? every month, Vishnu Narayan, now trying to attend the exam. All the 12 months have 28 days. Yeah, I have heard this question before. You knew it, yes. This was my childhood fun. Exam is activated, everyone go, attend, come back. So, okay, overall, I hope you took the screenshot of the bottommost part of the graph. Yes. Can see your faces tensed. Yes, Chaitanya, good. What happened to 2 questions? But still, pretty good. Next time. Since it's a chapter test, you will find it difficult. But yes, good. Okay, Ishan, one question. What is happening to you all? Yes. And I have put 20 minutes for exam. I don't know why you have put that. Ma'am, what's the answer for this point? Tejas, wait for the answer key. Yes, Enachi, very good. What happened to one question? Abhinav, good. Yeah, very good, but one question, what happened? Yes, I'll check the questions. Extra questions, okay. First one. Lakshya, pretty good. Okay, Sanvia, good. So keep improving. If you are not having full marks, improve next time. And if you're having full marks, keep it up, keep going. Yes, Martha, very good. Okay, I thought the questions were wrong, but still you got full marks. Okay, Vishnu Narayan, 2 questions. Why is Sama getting confused with 2 or 3 questions? Yes, it is. Okay, yes, okay, Abhinav. So, is there anyone having any doubt? Can you please raise your hand if you're having any concern, any doubt, anything? Or if not, we can wind up the session. Okay, Vishnuvardhan, pretty good. Alvin, good. Okay, fine. So, no hand raises. So, yes. And yes, one more thing. Any suggestions for next day's class? Like which chapter you want as a revision? Because we have already completed all the chapters. I have what's your Insta? Okay, Alexia. One sec. Okay, you want my Insta? I hope this is my Insta ID. When I forgot. Underscore LITTUS 96 underscore. No revision because we are already completed, but still we'll be going a bit slowly. Next day onwards we'll be going slowly. Okay, now Shed, pretty good marks. How many seconds are there in a year? 3,000. No, I don't know it exactly. Some, yeah, kind of some thousands. 10,000 something, more than 52,000. Take compound interest. Okay, we'll go for the chapter comparing quantities next day. We'll start that revision. We'll be going a bit slowly. Yeah, direct and inverse. That's a quite easy chapter. So yeah, many of you have asked. Okay, 31, 5, 36, 0. Sorry, yes, energy. That's why I didn't answer. It's 12 because every month have 2 seconds. Oh, seconds. Okay, fine. Okay, yes. Okay, yes. So it was fun. Thanks. I have some questions. I'll ask you, ma'am. Okay. Next day you can ask. Okay, yes, fine. Understanding correlators, we went revision. We had a revision of that chapter many times, but still we have. Next day, hopefully, we'll be having a revision of comparing quantities. Okay, we haven't gone for a revision of that chapter, so we'll be saving more and more questions. Yes, next day and the day after that, we'll be taking 2-3 days for the revision. So yes, we'll see you in the next day. Until then, take care. Have a great day. Bye.